Today we're gonna talk about 3 best Diamond Select action figures as a replacement for our Marvel Legends. Let's do this. Previously on MarveloDAD. To make it look like it's falling. Hey guys, let me close this. What do we have on the table today? Sentinel? Not really. If you want to know something about this bad boy, watch my previous video. Today is Thursday, so let's do it as a throwback Thursday, and let's try to figure out which Diamond Select, old Diamond Select, is still valuable for us as an X-Men fans to have them among our 6-inch scale Marvel Legends. Yeah, sorry for the glasses, I have this bad stuff going on here with my eye. So today we're gonna talk about 3 best Diamond Select action figures as a replacement for our Marvel Legends. So here will be our number 3, Storm. I know she's a little bit oversized, so you have to be creative when posing them with regular Marvel Legends. And I know that the whole figure itself has a lot of issues, but it also has a lot of best parts on the market available right now. It's probably one of the last videos where I'm gonna say something good about her, because as far as we know, new Storm in this look is coming. So this is the biggest advantage of the Storm, which means that this is her first appearance. There were 2 options of the Storm, one with this kind of relaxed hair, and the other one with kind of a, it looked like an afro, but it wasn't really, either it was a long afro, or as far as I know, the girls in that time were wearing this kind of a net over the hair to get this look. I don't know how was it with her. Was she having a white net over her white hair, or what was the deal? If you have any idea about this, let me know. What's good about this figure itself? Yeah, that's an effect. Oh, by the way, that's an effect I made recently. It's quite cool, because with this effect you can actually hang her to the villain. This effect is very easy to make. I will make a video about it tomorrow, so don't forget to subscribe so you won't gonna miss, because my channel name can be difficult to remember. So what's good with this figure? For sure the clothing, the style of her first appearance. She looks more like a sculpture than an action figure actually. When it comes to her, yeah, she stands pretty well with the stand that she comes with, but that will be all. Her plastic but wooden like cape doesn't allow her to stand by herself. Very thin long legs don't help either. Very limited articulation because of the cape. Same with head and thick plastic that imitates her hair. All of this makes this figure undesirable, let me say. But the attention to details, the golden, the blacks, the color of the skin that matches everywhere, and she's pretty she looks really good on photos. All of that makes her a pretty desirable figure as well. And if you're a 7-inch collector, it's must have. If you're 6-inch, you can fit her in, as long as you won't gonna stand her next to this original Cyclops, the Cyclops from Marvel Legends, then it should be okay. So this is my number 3. This is one of the first figures I've ever bought. She has a lot of sentiment for me, so I'm probably gonna hang on to her. I'm not going to sell her ever, like ever. The second one will be Colossus. It's a titan of a figure. It's a really, really dope figure. When it comes to the size, he's much bigger than 6-inch standard. But as far as I remember, one of the first appearances had this small informations about Colossus at the very end of the comic book. And they stated that Colossus had like 20 centimeters thickness of the armor around him. Or maybe the other way, it gave him 20 centimeters extra over all the rest, and he was already quite a tall dude, so 20 extra, it would put him in those category of those giants like Hulk Hogan or maybe Shaquille O'Neal. So the way he stands out doesn't really breaks the character of this figure. The painting is excellent, is really on point, it's really still like it's comic book accurate with all of this crazy shoes. He looks more like a wrestler straight from WrestleMania than an action figure or a superhero from Russia actually. The cool thing with this one is also that you can take off the head. Can you? Yeah, and you can actually lose the top portion of his armor, and he's sculpted here really well, really well. They took some really well built bodybuilder to give them an idea of how he should look. I've seen guys doing a custom of painting the lower part and leaving him like he would be from the 90s. You probably can do that, especially now that he has a strong competition among Marvel Legends because of the 2-pack that came out last year with the Juggernaut. As far as I know, the opinions are divided between those two guys, which one is actually better. For me personally, this head is going really, really hard. Satisfying. Snap. Didn't I snap something? No. When it comes to articulation, it's quite decent. My version is very, very stiff, but he can do all of the bodybuilding poses that you would need him or expect him to do. You can easily place Wolverine on him to make fastball special poses. I think it's one of those figures that if you're gonna find him in a shop and he's gonna be in good price, just take him. And he has some weight to him as well. So yeah, it's like a moving statue. Some of the Diamond Selects, I don't really like the way they did the faces or the bodies themselves. But Colossus is really unique in this department. So the thing is that although Marvel Legends line start to grow very well, especially recent 2 or 3 years, there are still characters that are simply not up to the challenge for what Diamond Select did a couple years back. And the other ones are simply not there. Or the variants of those characters are simply not there. And the third one, my choice number 1, something you just cannot not to have, will be Unstoppable Juggernaut. This one came with 2 versions. The second version is without his helmet, which is quite dull, and I've seen it very expensive on eBay without the helmet. So if you're gonna find him in a shop without the helmet, just take him, brother. Take him and let me know, maybe we can make a deal. Articulation on this one is quite difficult to pose, but all of the poses you can fit him in are really, really cool poses. You can make him in a running pose, you can make him in a wide stand, you can make him punching or defending himself. He's bulky, he's really, really freaking heavy. his head is moving all together with the helmet, so there is an articulation here. Is there up and down? Not really. It's really shame that you cannot really replace this helmet with a damaged battle helmet, and I'm pretty sure they knew about it, because Marvel Legends did exactly what we needed. They gave us 2-pack of those two great figures as a 2-pack with replaceable damaged battle helmet, which is super cool. But still, I don't know if this is nostalgia or what's the reason, but I simply love those figures, and they are X-Men characters, so it's one of those figures that you really want to have in your collection. I didn't add to those 3 Gambit, the Rogue, simply because I strongly believe that the Rogue and Gambit we have from Marvel Legends are really good, are really good. And if you are trying to niche down and focus on one style, which will be 6-inch in this conversation, then I think they are good enough representatives. So if you are a fan of X-Men like me, it's one of those that you simply have to get for your collection, for display options, for whatever reason. And there is a guy, for example, as to give you an idea, there is a guy on Instagram I follow. He, for example, have every shelf dedicated to different, is like an inspiration to me. He has every shelf dedicated to different time or group setup of X-Men, and he has, for example, X-Men 90s, where he has this Colossus without his shirt, posing there exactly as he was in those times. So guys, if you want to know how to make this one, make sure to subscribe and check out my channel for tomorrow. If you want to see how to make that one, there is a video here you can click on to see what's happening, how to make it very simply, very easily, with tools and scratches you probably actually have at home already. Take care.